Hello again. This is my second and final blog post for my live tweeting series with BCM325. Since the last blog post, I feel like my ability to link course content to the film has improved. The idea of live tweeting is still a foreign idea for myself, as I've only done minimal BCM subjects and pretty much joined the subject blind. I have enjoyed my experience though with live tweeting and screening films, as it was very different to anything I've previously done in the degree. However, so useful as I'm currently completing a marketing major. I have worked on my preparedness as well as my writing agility with being able to create content on the spot. I personally think this is a really valuable tool that I've learnt, as being working in marketing, I can ask for content at any time, pretty much anywhere. So being actually able to think on the spot and think of a reply that's appropriate and that meets criteria is very helpful. The screenings alongside the course content did force me to challenge my existing views on technology and how the world will be indefinitely impacted as we incorporate the likes of AI and even cyborgs into society. The course did teach me to not accept just the pessimistic view shared by many forms of media, as I felt like I was heavily influenced by the lack of Anthropocene in films, particularly in the first half of the semester. Later films, as such as Her and Everything Everywhere All at Once, showed a softer side of a futuristic world that was not all doom and gloom. This did change my perspective a lot, which can be seen in the tone of my tweets and my replies changing. However, concepts such as cyborgs seem vastly different and foreign to me and still quite unconventional to accept. I did experiment with things like Snapchat AI as well to actually understand how AI is fitting into our society, and I feel like this also really changed my perspective. I included this in my tweets too. I did feel though I was able to tweet better for film genres that I was more comfortable with and connect with the course content. Often films such as Alita, The Battle Angel, Ready Player One and Arrival went straight over my head, which made it harder to create more specific tweets for these parts of the film. In the last blog, I did set myself the challenge to use ChatGPT more to increase the speed and quality of my tweets. That way I could keep up with the screenings and my replies. I did take this on and experimented with using ChatGPT to create threads of tweets that allowed me to set a scene and go in more depth. I do feel like these tweets saw less engagement though than my own tweets, or finding interesting pop cultural moments or interesting facts from the articles. They were more efficient, however less original, and this was obvious across the cohort as ChatGPT produced very similar tweets for everyone. I did avoid ChatGPT for replies and kept them original and using my own opinions and thoughts. These gained way more engagement than my original tweets produced with ChatGPT. I feel like it's really important to try and find a balance between using things like ChatGPT when you're creating creative work that actually needs to engage an audience. I think the concept of creativity is definitely something that shouldn't be put aside, and yes, it's more efficient, but I think creative work does really make an impact. To go back to the blog post, The Matrix was a standout film for the semester. I don't know if it was just the nostalgia of the 2000s Sydney, or the engaging film, but it was almost too good that it was hard to take time away to tweet. I'm glad Rebecca suggested I join her for this subject for our last semester. I have increasingly found myself more aware of futurism and how it's portrayed, even when I see it in TVs and movies, even shows like Friends, or even in conversation. I've really learnt a lot. Thank you for listening and reading my last blog post.